Hi, this is Todd Baker, your certified mortgage planner. And the reason I did this video was to share with my clients and my realtor partners and their family and friends as well. And what I'm going to talk about in this video is a unique moment in time, which we're in right now in the housing market. So for all of my clients, or if you're not a client and you happen to watch this video, if you own a home already, you most likely have an interest rate with either a 2 or a 3 in front of it. And that's most of the country. So everybody refinanced into those low rates. But life is in session, and we still have things that pop up where it's time to buy a new house. It could be moving closer to work. It could be moving closer to a loved one. It could be upsizing. You need more space. You want to maybe downsize. It could be a divorce. There's all sorts of situations that cause us to have to buy and sell real estate. And what a lot of people have done is they're sitting on the sideline due to fear. So I wanted to show you some hope and why right now is actually probably the best time you could buy a house that we've seen in terms of being a buyer for several years. So let me get into some of the data here and share with you. So the first part, right now, the news has all been bad. So this is what the news is saying. Flashing red signs means a housing market, housing bubble will soon burst. Housing market recession, collapse is coming, unsustainable. Housing market now in recession. Economists predict ugly fourth quarter for U.S. housing market. So this is what everybody's hearing in the news. And what's happening is that selling interest has gone down. So fewer people, this is right now, right? So selling interest has gone down, and mortgage interest with the rise of interest rates have also collapsed. So there's low buyer demand and low inventory at the same time. So there's a lot of fear out there based on the news headlines, but I want to give you some hope, and I want to show you something very interesting. This is a compilation of news headlines going back from 2015 through 2021. And let's look at these together real quick. So housing today, a bubble larger than 2006. This is 2015. Now check out the actual results, 5.1% appreciation, $15,000 dollar amount on a home price of $300 to $315. So this is what they went up to. Home prices went up, right? And this chart just shows you all the way down to 2020. Same headlines. We're in a bubble. Here's one I thought was amazing. Homeownership doesn't build wealth, study finds, and yet it does. September 2018, it's better to rent than to buy, but over here it's not better than rent to buy. Housing market went up, and even just last July, housing boom is over as new home sales fall to pandemic low, and yet they still went up by 18%. And we are seeing still in this market, prices hold. So what's happening right now is that sellers are having to do small concessions to make deals because there's people that need to sell right now. There's inventory out there, there's opportunity, but with way fewer buyers, as a buyer, you're able to negotiate concessions, you're able to negotiate price reductions, you're able to do an actual inspection, you don't have to guarantee an appraisal, you don't have to pay over list price. There's still some bidding wars, but they're very rare. But here's the thing that's going to happen. Interest rates are going to go down. I want to show everybody, this is Thursday, November 10th when I'm doing this video. I'm going to bring into this slide and show you guys where interest rates are today. So they're in the 7s, but today the inflation data came out and it was a little bit better for the first time in a long time. And right here, this chart, what you're seeing is as these candlesticks go down, rates are going up. And today we've had a nice rally. And that's the starting point that if inflation continues to trend down, we're going to see interest rates also trend down. And so let's talk about this unique moment in time and how we got here. So first we have March 20, COVID emergency declared. Then there's 20 COVID-related acts passed that significantly increased money supply. And you can see right here, this chart, money supply goes hyperbolic. Just a huge amount of money pumped into the economy. And that actually created down the road an inflationary environment that we're in now. In July of 2020, North Texas home sales reached a high, further reducing inventory. And in this chart here, you can sort of see right here, this is the trajectory of inventory. You can see that we're starting to have a problem in 2020 and then another one in 2021. Inventory is going down. And the freeze actually helped accelerate that. So remember the freeze we had, even when I looked at the data, I didn't realize how much it had impacted listings, but all of the houses that had pipe bursts and stuff like that, those all had to be repaired before they could be put back on the market. So the freeze took more inventory out, and it took months to recover. So let me go back here and show you. So, but after that happens, rates continue to fall, supply chains get disrupted, commodity prices like lumber go parabolic. So you see lumber goes through the roof. Builders can't keep up with demand, deliver a product on time, or know their costs to move to an inventory model, meaning because they can't control their supplies or their supply chain or their costs, they quit building inventory homes. And as rates rose, buyer demand cooled, builders sold off their excess inventory with massive incentives. So all of that means we're entering 2023 with a major shortage of homes. And just to show you, this is the normal trend line of closed sales. And you can see this at the beginning of the year, like it goes up during the selling season, it goes back down, goes up during the season. And we haven't even hit like the normal low for the selling season, and it's going to take back off. And we also see that price reductions have sort of peaked, and inventory seems to have peaked as well. So we're at this point, like this unique point in time where buyer demand's still low, inventory is stable but not increasing. And we know that what drives buyer demand is actually the payments and interest rate. This last summer, around June to July 2022, interest rates started to go down, and they went under 5.5% based on news that everyone thought the inflation was over. When it turned out it wasn't, and it was worse, they spiked way back up. But the projection is for the next 12 to 24 months, rates are going to get back into that 5% zone. And when they cross that barrier, there's going to be a huge flood of buyers into the market, and you're going to see yourself in a bidding war again. So if you own a home now, the good news is you don't have to worry about the price collapsing. It's not going to. You might not be able to sell for $50,000 over. You might get 3% less or 2% less, but there's not going to be a collapse. But the bigger thing is if you need to buy, or you have a family member, a friend, a neighbor, anyone you know that needs to buy, this is the time to buy, because what's going to happen is, here's the economic forecast. GDP is going to take back off. Inflation is going to wane. If you can see it wanes in 23 and 24, you can see unemployment slightly spikes and then goes back down. And you can see the 10-year treasury and then the forecast mortgage rates. This chart was prepared based on averages. Rates got into the mid sevens, high sevens actually is where they're at right now. But they're going to trend down on average into the 5s and 4s. That's going to stimulate huge demand. So right now, what we're saying is, if you or someone you know needs to buy a home today or would like to buy a home, and they're thinking, I'm going to wait till interest rates come down, they're making a huge mistake, because when they do come down, whatever house they're looking at $300,000 today, they're going to pay $325,000 or $350,000 for, and they're going to have to guarantee an appraisal. They're going to have cash to overbid, and it's actually going to be a higher payment than what I'm about to show you. So another thing that we've done right now is we have I'm going to skip this slide. This just shows the reason for why rates have been so high. We're going to share with you a seller concession and a payment reduction strategy. So right now, on most homes, right now, and this is probably going to last probably through January, maybe February, most sellers will give a little bit of a concession to sell a house. And they usually give about 3%. So I used an example where the seller gives, in this example, $12,500. It's cheaper for the seller than lowering their price. Usually when a seller lowers the price, they lower them $25,000 increments. So it's a lot easier to have them give a credit to a buyer, and then we can use that to either reduce the cash to close or lower your monthly payment. So check this out. This is just an example, and I would customize this for you or your family or friend, or if it's a realtor, one of your clients, as we would build a mortgage plan before they make an offer. And we would be willing to give maybe a list price offer if we get the right concession. And I would use that concession to do a reduced payment program. So check this out, where you can get an interest rate, first year interest rate of 4.5%, second year of 5.5%, third year of 6.5%. And you see the normal payment of $3,500 drops all the way to $2,700. So that's the thing. right now is this huge opportunity for people to buy homes. So the takeaways for this is, if you're a homeowner now, don't buy into the fear. The market's very stable, and you're going to be okay with your home as an investment. Number two, it's super important, and I'm going to be calling all my clients and reminding of this, is that if you have anyone looking to buy or sell real estate right now, that they take advantage of this unique moment of time that we have, because as soon as the spring buying season hits, there's going to be buyers, enough buyers to create multiple offers again. And as rates go down, that's going to spike that up very, very quickly, and we're going to be right back in the same boat. We still have a housing shortage in North Texas. So take advantage of this opportunity. Please feel comfortable doing two things: sharing my contact information with your family and friends that are looking to buy a home. Please also, super important, feel comfortable and do this part as well. This is probably more important, is to first share their name, sell an email with me so that I can reach out to them. I will not sell them anything. I will build them a great mortgage plan and take great care of them for you. So thanks so much. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon.